Nirguno nishkriyo nityo nirvikalpo niranjanaha nirvikaro nirakaro nityamuktosmi nirmalaha. Nirgunaha, without attributes. Nishkriyaha, without actions. Nityaha, eternal. Nirvikalpaha, without desire or thought. Niranjanaha, without being affected by material nature. Nirvikaraha, without any change. Nirakaraha, without form. Nityamuktaha, ever-liberated. Asmi, I am. Nirmalaha, ever pure. I am without attributes or action, eternal, without desire or thought, stainless, changeless, formless, ever liberated, and ever pure.
Namaste. You know, after all these years and posting thousands of videos on spiritual life, we've finally come to the conclusion. What does it say? Yat param brahmaham eva tat. That certainly, verily, he uses the word, I am that supreme Brahman. Brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am the absolute. I am the substrate of unconditioned consciousness underlying everything. That's what I am. That's what you are. That's what every living being in the universe is. Because the absolute is consciousness. Consciousness never changes. The contents of consciousness, the objects of consciousness, the quality of the consciousness may change. But that's different from the consciousness itself. And that consciousness is absolute. It has no beginning, no end, no source, no destination. And it is not different in every living creature. Every living creature displays the same symptoms of consciousness, such as responding to stimuli, or waking, dreaming, and deep sleep states of consciousness. Activity, purposeful activity, although that's actually a symptom of intelligence. But intelligence simply reflects consciousness. So this is the situation. This is the Vedanta, the end of knowledge, the conclusion of the Vedas, the Upanishadic truth that is the actual reason for all the Vedic literatures to exist. And the other parts of the Vedas that talk about dualistic material things, such as the stages and orders of society, the different types of rituals, offerings to the demigods and to God in different forms. These are all preliminary. These are all to develop the sadhana chatushtaya, the four types of sadhana that lead to liberation. Liberation is what it's all about. And we recently posted Shankaracharya's Brahma Jnanavali Mala, the necklace of devotionally offered flowers of Brahma Jnana, Brahman realization, self-realization. And this is a gem. This is a great benediction to read this, to hear it, to know it. And it is of the same quality as this shloka, basically saying, I am Brahman, aham brahmasmi. That is the truth. And this is being expanded in these various verses. But nobody on the channel has commented to that effect. Nobody got it. I don't see any evidence that anybody is getting it. They're posting all kinds of nonsense about collective karma, which is a non-existent thing. Karma is always individual because it's based on the impressions stored in the subtle body. That is the vehicle that takes the soul from body to body, from life to life. There is no such thing, and there cannot be such a thing as collective karma because there's no collective body, no collective subtle body, no reservoir of collective impressions. The collective unconscious is a myth. It's simply that a bunch of people with similar karma are born in a similar time and place to experience similar qualities and experiences. But there is no collective karma, no collective unconscious. Karma and the part of the mind, the iceberg of the mind, the 9/10 of the mind that's below awareness, these are individual in nature. Ineluctably so, because the structure underlying the operation of the law of karma is always individual. An individual body, individual mind, individual memories, and so on. So it just points up the fact that people have tons of misunderstood terms. Even the word I is misunderstood to be the body or the ego. That means the gross or subtle bodies. And of course, I is neither of those things. I is the soul, the Atman, Brahman, reflected in the body and mind. But because people misidentify the superimpositions and the substrates, they get it all wrong. And we've gone over this again and again and again. In one of the previous shlokas, the misunderstanding is compared to seeing the moon as moving, when actually it's the clouds that are moving. Or seeing the moon reflected in water as moving, when it's actually the waves of the water moving. So people aren't listening. People are not understanding. People are not giving proper value to these amazing works that give the essence of all knowledge in a single sentence. I am verily that supreme Brahman. That's it. That's all there is to know. And any other knowledge is simply preparatory, preliminary to that. So, I don't know. See, this is why I get demotivated. This is why sometimes I'll go off on retreat and forget about this channel for months at a time. This is why I feel like quitting. This is why I feel like all the work that we have done is actually in vain. That nobody has actually understood the message here and responded in a way that shows me that they got it. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm thinking again to stop making videos because I don't feel that anybody is really appreciating them or really understanding them or really benefiting from them. Instead, they're bringing up all these off-topic comments that are actually wrong. Collective karma. See, after 13 years, actually there's so much churn in the viewers and subscribers on this channel that I don't think there's anybody currently subscribed or watching the channel who has been with us from the beginning. But we set out the parameters and the philosophy for this channel explicitly in the beginning, that we're only going to talk about things that we ourselves have experienced and that we know to be true. This is not a faith-based initiative. This is sharing our experience. As we went through the different stages of self-realization, we shared what we were going through. And the audience has changed depending on whether we were talking about existential philosophy or phenomenological investigation or Buddha's teaching or Sri Vidya or Shaiva or Advaita. Every time we change topics, the whole audience changes. And I watch it, on the stats on YouTube. Just like now, there are many people unsubscribing from this channel. I guess they can't understand the Advaita message, or they don't like it, or I don't know what it is, because they don't communicate. All that happens is they just unsubscribe and we don't see them anymore. Or people post comments, but they post off-topic nonsense. So, are you out there? Is anybody out there? Hello? Is there anybody intelligent out there that is actually getting it? Or am I wasting my time here?
Om Tat Sat, Om Shakti.